It's reached a situation in Karnataka with the COVID-19 pandemic that the chief minister of the state has said things are out of control in certain districts, including Bengaluru. Well, with coronavirus cases rising ominously in several parts of Karnataka, especially in Bengaluru, State Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has made a big admission, and he did it in public. He said the situation in some districts are slipping out of the government's hands and out of control. The Chief Minister chaired a meeting with his cabinet colleagues to review the situation. He said the deputy commissioners will take a call on how to prevent the spread. The confirmed cases in Karnataka have crossed 28,000 with 470 deaths. Bengaluru remains the worst hit in the state with more than 12,500 cases. Other districts affected by the COVID surge include Dakshin Kannada, Mysuru, Ballari and Kalaburgi. 5 MLAs have so far tested positive in the state, in addition to an independent MP and some MLCs.
ಕೆಲವು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ತಪ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಹಗಲು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಒಂದು ಪತ್ರಿಕಾಗೋಷ್ಠಿಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಇವತ್ತು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಸಹ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೇರೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ನಿಸ್ಸಹಾಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಜನತೆಯ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಯಾರೂ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೋಪಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಕಳೆದ 3 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಕೇವಲ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಗೆ, ಸಭೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮೀಸಲಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ಕಳೆದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಈಗಲಾದರೂ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಎಡವಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಸುದೀರ್ಘವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ತಜ್ಞರೇನಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ.
The big questions that we're asking before we go to our guests in Karnataka: is a selective lockdown possible in Bengaluru? There's a lot of suspense about this, and people have been wondering for many days and weeks now. Could there be some kind of a selective lockdown applied in the city of Bengaluru? If the situation is out of control, as Chief Minister Yediyurappa defines it, are restrictions certain, some form or the other? Has Karnataka's government lost its grip on the COVID cases? Things had started very well. It had become a Karnataka model. But why have things suddenly gone out of control? Is it a few hotspots that are responsible for this massive overall surge in the state? That's our question. Here are some numbers to tell you how bad things are. In Bengaluru, the total number of cases right now is 12,509, with the total number of deaths being 178. In Dakshin Kannada district, the total number of cases, and these are all the districts that have been called out of control by Mr. Yediyurappa, 1,534 cases in Dakshin Kannada with 23 deaths. Dharwad has a total of similar number, 1,534 cases with 20 deaths. Kalaburgi, which actually recorded some of the earliest cases, has 1,816 cases and 30 deaths. Ballari has 1,447 with 40 deaths, and so on. So there are many districts which are considered vulnerable, and where things are described by the Chief Minister himself, no less, as being out of control. But the situation is very serious in Bengaluru. Joining me live from Bengaluru, S. Prakash is spokesperson of the ruling BJP. We also invited a minister on board, but they are busy right now deciding on what the next course of action is going to be. Dr. Giridhar R. Babu is professor and head of Life Course Epidemiology at the Public Health Foundation of India in Bengaluru. And we're also joined by a citizen, a prominent citizen who has concerns, Caroline J. Fernandez. Thank you to all of you for being with me here on this discussion. Mr. Prakash, coming to you first. Mr. Yediyurappa didn't seem happy at all. I mean, not that this is a situation to be happy about, but he has actually used the words, things are out of control in certain districts of Bengaluru. The numbers speak for themselves as well. The first question I want to ask you, sir, is there some kind of a selective lockdown up ahead that people should be expecting?
No, unfortunately, in the past 15 days, Bangalore witnessed a huge spike in the number of COVID positive cases,
yes,
which was very much under the control. Normally, it was about 200 to 300 numbers. Now it has gone up to 10,000 active cases in Bangalore city. And many containment zones have come up, which was not there earlier. And all efforts are being made to ramp up the infrastructure, and many offices have been posted to focus the every division where more number of cases are coming out. Certainly after the lockdown too, where many people from Maharashtra migrated to Karnataka, our number of cases started going up. Initially in the districts, now it has spread even to the Bangalore. There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
But 2 days back, the central team had visited Bangalore. They have suggested several measures to contain the numbers, and focus more is now on controlling the death rate and for curing the patient.
Okay.
The government has now created a 10,100 bed hospital in Bangalore. I am sure many measures, including the lockdown of certain areas, as you pointed out, maybe is possible
that's
in the
important.
coming days. Since when the number goes up, certain drastic measures must be taken to ensure, and also we have to build the confidence of the people of Bangalore who are certainly worried about the present situation.
Okay, that's a very important thing that you're saying here on 5 Live, Mr. Prakash. You're saying that the possibility of a lockdown in certain areas could be there because drastic measures will be necessary. Before I go to Dr. Giridhar, Caroline, you've just heard a representative of the ruling party say that additional restrictions, a possible reimposition of a selective lockdown is possible in parts of Bengaluru. You live in Bengaluru, you have a family there as well. What kind of information are you expecting from the government going forward?
So I think, the idea of a lockdown is great, but I think it's also important for the government to be honest with the community, like the public right now, because it's great that Yediyurappa mentioned that things are out of control. I think numbers are going out of control, and people need to know that. At the end of the day, the responsibility is in the hands of citizens to decide whether they're going to be social distancing or not.
Yes.
So I think, yes, the government needs to seriously convey the message that we need to be doing this action ourselves. We are responsible for our own social distancing actions. And if the population doesn't know that, then they're not going to act on that. So there are a lot of people who are socializing behind closed doors.
Yes,
even
indeed.
if you see people with masks on the streets, which I do see, which I'm happy to see, they're still not taking it seriously behind closed doors. So that's what the government needs to invoke, like a more serious approach to this.
Okay, very interesting. So there needs to be a greater deal of enforcement and messaging on this. We've seen multiple ministers talk about it. Disappointment has been expressed about people in certain localities not following the lockdown rules. Mr. Prakash had told us about that a few weeks ago as well. Dr. Giridhar, what is your reading of this situation? This sudden surge has been seen in just the last 15 days, and it has completely changed the Karnataka story from one of stability to one of enough worry for the chief minister to say things may be going out of control.
I definitely recommend looking at the pandemic management all over the world for all the viewers for two reasons, Shiv. One, any pandemic through its natural course of progression will affect every region. So if Karnataka was successful, that was because of better implementation of lockdown.
Yes.
And the success belongs to the people of Karnataka who followed all the guidelines really well. However, now with the lockdown being lifted, there is going to be increased movement, and that's how the cases for Karnataka came from outside Karnataka. But having come in, there is establishment of local circulation here. While the state was preparing to go to the battlefront against the virus surprised most of the administrators, and therefore they were caught surprised, because what they wanted to plan for a week ahead, they had to do right now. So that was initial problems that created by the sudden surge in cases. However, the Karnataka model is great because there is participation of the people, and there is advice sought by the technical experts as well. The problem seems to be mostly in Bangalore and related to the way coordination is managed by the City Corporation of Bangalore, BBMP, what we call. And this is not unique to Bangalore. Mumbai also went through this. Delhi also went through this.
Yes.
So my request to all the city corporations in the country is that let's learn from each other rather than thinking that each city is immune to the surge in cases. Finally, I really thank the Chief Minister for saying that. I mean, he said swalpa, which means very little out of control. I think it is being taken out of the context. So in the sense that he's acknowledging that this is a bigger threat.
I agree.
We need to really tackle this.
I completely, you know something, Dr. Giridhar, I apologize for interrupting, but I think you make a very important point. I think the fact that Mr. Yediyurappa has said slightly, swalpa, the word he used, out of control, is a good thing. It's an acknowledgement, because, you know, everywhere else you've seen a very belated sort of admission of how serious the issue is, and that is one of the reasons why things have actually gone out of track. Mr. Prakash, whether it is coordination, whether it is the government being caught by surprise, the one thing we can all agree on is that the government is aware that things may be slipping out of control. Now the priority is to make sure it doesn't go from swalpa to jasti, like a lot out of control. It shouldn't be some crazy, you know, situation like in Bombay or Delhi. My question to you simply is, I know there is a cabinet meeting on, sir. I respect that the government needs to take a decision, but are we reasonably certain that the people of Bengaluru should expect some additional restrictions going forward?
Sir, already today the government has appointed 8 senior IAS officers for the 8 zones of Bangalore, only to monitor the tracing, tracking, and providing beds and controlling the pandemic. I'm sure the work has started in a right earnest. And the pandemic is spiking all over the South India. Many of the states which were registering very less number, as now slowly it is picking up. Equally important to know is the recovery rate is going up. Even in Karnataka, it was very low about last week. But since 4-5 days, we are witnessing 500 to 700 recoveries in Bangalore and other places also. I'm sure the government will certainly take every measure possible to ensure this number does not go out of hand.
Okay.
And the people, there is as the madam suggested, there is a responsibility of each and every citizens to ensure that social distancing is followed, a mask is wearing, sanitizer is used, and no large gathering
Caroline,
which could be easily responsible for spreading the disease further.
Okay, Caroline, if a lockdown, you know, I hope this doesn't need to happen, but if it is deemed to be necessary, you know, will Bengaluru, the citizens have been exemplary compared to other parts of the country. You know, will that go down easy? Reimposition of a lockdown, selective or otherwise, in Bengaluru?
Well, Bengaluru has a lot of business coming out of here, a lot of strong economy in the past, right? So people are a bit weary of shutting down offices, to be honest. Like, people have work to do. There's a lot of industry coming out of here. So I don't think it's the ideal to see business shutting down. And I don't think it's necessarily going to make a difference if there isn't that civic responsibility that we're all supposed to have. So I think it's more about, making sure people are a bit more educated on the seriousness at this point. Like when we first started, there was less pandemic fatigue. Now people are really like lax about everything.
Yes.
So they think it's okay to interact a lot more. So maybe the seriousness of that has to be highlighted more again. And I think there's also, maybe the government has to educate the citizens a bit more about how the hospital situation is, because there's a lot of stigma around who has it. If somebody has COVID, they don't want anyone else to know, you know, they don't want to have it. So even if they do, they might just kind of brush it under the rug or think that they can deal with it at home instead of going to a hospital because they're concerned about how they'll be treated in a hospital setting. So I think there's those two aspects which will bring people a little bit more assuredness if the government starts talking about it more openly.
Okay, very interesting. Final 30 seconds to you, Dr. Giridhar. Is there a way to do this for the government without a reimposition of a lockdown? Is there something else that the government can do without having to, you know, put people through another lockdown?
I think implementation of whether a limited lockdown, like how the Chennai did for limited time, might be one of the options. The other option is to ban all the major events, all gatherings, and also ensure that no crowd formation occurs, and even within closed spaces, enforcement of masks. The 3C strategy, avoiding closed contact, closed spaces, and also crowds, which Japan followed, that's another option. But enforcing that and ensuring successful implementation might be very difficult. Right now, we need to titrate the number of cases to be able to be managed by our health system. So therefore, if it requires lockdown for maybe a week or two, if that's absolutely necessary, I think that should be available on the as one of the significant options.
Okay. I mean, for the sake of people of Bengaluru, and I'm from there as well, I hope it's not deemed necessary. Hopefully the data will support some kind of other decision that does not need to put the people of Bengaluru through another lockdown. As Caroline said, there are businesses, there are offices, and you know, opening, shutting will take a huge toll on the people of Bengaluru. But health first, safety first, life first. Let's hope the best decision is taken. S. Prakash, Caroline, and Dr. Giridhar, thank you very much to the three of you for joining me here on 5 Live. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.